hopefully looking forward to impacting as early as possible.
You hear that, coach? Put him in the game. Don't play around. Put him in the game.
How many options did you have as far as college? That made you come down and just pick Northern. Like, what was your top three?
Top three. Well, for me, it was a large spread of schools because academically, a lot of schools wanted me, and then track kind of played in later in the picture, and then obviously football. But top three, I would probably have to go with obviously Ohio Northern was at 1. Then I had benefits at Hiram, and there was for me. I don't know if my parents knew this, but I did think about Harvard a lot.
Really?
Wow.
But the tuition thing, I was thinking bigger picture, But yeah, that was probably my top three.
Okay. I want to ask you this because I've never had someone that's heading to college to ask me this question. You're awesome in track. You're awesome at football. When you're making that decision, what are you basing it on? If you know you're good at both and you can get a scholarship at both, are you thinking to yourself, okay, I want to go here for a track, but I'm going to play football, or do you have to get a certain clearance from a certain coach? How does that work? Or at least how did that work with the school you're headed to?
It was actually pretty easy. Both the coaches for track and football, they were willing to work with each other. Okay. So it wasn't like one coach was trying to be selfish and the other one. They were both working together to try to get me there. For me, I was looking to play football, and main reason I actually started running track was because of football. I wanted to increase my speed and actually learn how to run the correct way. Okay. So it was easy for me to choose a school for football, but now as I started thinking more, there are obviously more possibilities for me at track too. So I had to keep it an open door for both sports. So my plan now is to run track, play football freshman year, and then sophomore year is probably when I'll make the decision to which one I really want to commit to, because that's usually when your school schedule starts to take off. So,
Jordan, how hard is it for you to maintain your academic schedule and your grades with playing multiple sports?
It's not really that hard. Just need to stay focused when you're like in school, and when you're on the field or on the court, on the track. Main thing is just to stay focused and not think about anything else like that.
No, and staying focused. Do you have for me, I have to go by a schedule and a planner. Do you have a set schedule? Do you stick to it? Does that help you stay organized and things?
Yeah, it does. Well, when it comes to school, I just how you have a binder or whatever.
Yeah.
So I keep my schedule and stuff in there, so I would know what everything is. I haven't been late to a class yet. So.
Now, what about as far as?
Ever?
No.
That's because he focused. Now, what about as far as after school, what studying for classes and things like that? How do you balance studying with practice?
Well, that's actually pretty tough because once you have practice, and then it usually runs late, the day, so you get home 8, 9. So it's kind of hard to do your homework or study. So it's pretty tough.
So a lot of late nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had now. There's one more brother, right? Mm-hmm. There's an older brother, and he went to Joe's as well.
Where else would he go?
Huh?
Of course he did. Where else would he go?
You're right. Where else would he go? Right. Now, what's the oldest brother name? Your oldest brother. What's his name?
Oh,
Sherman Dean. Okay. Okay. So you had an example in front of you. You had two people that you can look up to, you can go to for advice, and a brother that you can play ball with too, because you guys, even though he was on varsity, you were on JV last year, right? Mm-hmm. So how was that for you as the little brother being able to play with your big brother, even though it was two different levels?
Well, honestly, I really like it was something I really wanted to do to play football with him because I started playing football first, and then he ended up doing it. So I'm like, well, maybe one day I can play with him. So like,
Right,
so it
right.
really worked that much harder to
Right.
like get on varsity, but I got some time on varsity.
Mhm.
I was a freshman, so I mean,
Right, right.
So yeah, it was nice, like really playing with him.
Uh-huh.
The season went by really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Blink of an eye. So.
Nate. First year of college. Freedom. Nobody's waking you up telling you time to class, time to go to school. Nobody's telling you, all right, do the homework. Are you prepared for that much freedom? Are you prepared to have, that much for yourself? Even though you have responsibilities, are you prepared to go into this focusing on what you need to do? Because your job now is school and athletics. You ready for that?
Yeah, I really believe that. I'm prepared. Joe's prepares a lot of students, and they don't even know it. So
Okay.
I mean, it might seem like you're doing a lot of stuff for no reason, but
I felt that way.
it really helps in the long run.
Mhm.
But I mean, obviously, it's a new experience for me, so I'm gonna have to deal with some adversity and learning experiences. So I'm ready, but I know there's a lot of responsibility that's coming with this. So.
About to take a quick break. When we come back, we will continue to talk to Jordan and Nate, and then we will bring in Dad to see what he's thinking, how he feels, and what's going on in his mind as he's about to lose a son and watch another one step up. Right back, Homegrown Show.
How could they have known? A newborn son and a 16-year-old hero sacrificing for each other in the 3-3-0.
How could they have known?
His drive, his power, the generations he inspired.
Is he even human? There's no limit to his fire. How could they have known?
The heartache he'd endured.
From chosen one to falling short, he made perseverance his cure.
How could they have known?
He wouldn't stop at the sport.
A champion for equality. This game is bigger than the court.
How could they have known the legacy he'd create?
That their hands could raise him up to greatest of the great.
How could they have known what they knew deep down could come true?
That the world would know his name, and one day
They would know yours too.
Since they didn't put Kaepernick in.
Welcome back to the Homegrown Show. Didn't even know I was back on. Thanks, Dre. That was a quick break. We are.
Wait, what was this though?
I was like, what was that? That was the first time you gave us that. All right.
Wow.
You ready?
The DBs knew what it was.
They definitely do. We are joined by Nate, Jordan Dean, future Ohio Northern University freshman, incoming freshman, and Villa Angela St. Joe's sophomore. We're also joined by their dad, Sherman. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I want to start off by saying you, sir, have done a great job.
Thank you.
One in college.
Two in college.
Two in college
Yeah,
now.
there'll be
Yeah.
two. Yeah.
And one that's on his way.
Yes, sir.
All athletics, all seem like they're fine young men. Great job.
Thank you.
You know, it's a lot of other places they could be and things they could be doing, but you and your wife
Yes, sir.
seem to have them on a great track. What is your role other than outside of dad?
Okay.
What was your role as far as them in athletics?
As far as athletics, I got to be honest, man. One of the driving forces behind them playing sports was actually my dad.
Okay.
Who was, he was coached forever, coached Muni League, all
Okay.
through those types of things. So I grew up under him,
Okay.
and he continued to coach even through their youth.
Okay.
So I think he was more the driving factor for the sports aspect. For me, I just enjoy watching them.
Right.
I don't have the patience, and I take things to heart. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Okay.
So So yeah, my father, Sherman Dean the first,
Okay.
was probably the most influential as far as getting them interested in sports.
How are you on the sidelines?
It's tough, you know. I think I've gotten better
Okay.
over the years. I said, wait, you mentioned so they're laughing at me. You mentioned earlier about my older son, and I think I learned a lot through him, watching him through Joe's. He played basketball. He plays at Hiram now, and I get really wrapped up into it. Man, I can get out of control. So you know, start having situations where my heart start beating fast. So I'm trying to do a little better.
It's
you know?
funny when I think about it. I went to a few Joe's games a couple years ago, and Sherm had his own section.
Yes, he did.
That's funny. Y'all was in the back up high.
That's
Yeah,
it.
y'all definitely got a little hype.
Yes,
little
sir.
supportive. That's cool.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. What you got?
So you mentioned Muni. So what team did your dad coach for?
Well, he started back in the day was the Academs. It was the Cleveland Academs.
Okay.
They split up, and then it was the East Cleveland A's.
Okay.
So we were playing with obviously your pals and you know, St. Tim's and all those type of things. So yeah, that was
I remember
been
that.
a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, we played against the Chiefs. We had some family at the Chiefs and things like that. So So Muni's where it all started.
Right. Right. So now, where did you play Muni at?
Actually, he didn't play Muni.
Okay.
He was in Euclid. Ray.
Oh,
He played
Euclid
in
Panthers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my pops moved over and started coaching in where they were.
Okay.
So yes, he played for the Panthers. He plays for the Vikings, Euclid Vikings. Those types. You did too. You played for the Vikings as well. Yeah.
Okay. I forget Euclid has their own team. I think they're North Coast, if I'm not mistaken. It's too many leagues.
It's a lot of leagues.
It's too many leagues. I hear it's going to be a possible merger happening, though.
Really?
Yeah. Hot take right there. Boom.
See how that works out.
Yeah, we'll see. But you heard it here
Yeah,
first,
I
though,
heard it first.
when it happens.
It wasn't reliable.
Oh, man. You're on a roll today.
Wow. Dad, I asked you this earlier off camera, but I wanted you to answer it again if you don't mind. 2 in college, 1 locally here at home. How do you plan on attending all these games? The things, how does that sinking up?
Yes, it's going to be interesting. My wife, Lakeisha, get well soon, babe. She has been just kind of plotting our calendar.
Okay.
You know, so we're putting everybody's games, you know, on the calendar. We're saying, okay, where can we go? Can we get here? Can we get there? You know, and the great thing about it is pretty much all of the teams are streaming. So like when I can't make it to one, there's a couple games that are going to be at the same time. I'm going to be at one game, streaming the other. You know what I mean? You know, so
got to up that data plan.
Oh yeah. You got that unlimited.
Right.
But you know, it's we're going to try to make as many as we can. It's interesting because we've really never really missed a game.
Oh wow.
You know, for any of them. So. You know, it's gonna be interesting, but we're gonna keep grinding. But yeah, the internet is amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
And allowing us to do that.
Let me ask you 2. You can answer it. Whatever. Do you feel pressure or anxiety to perform in front of parents that you know are always there watching you? Like some kids don't have that support, so for them it's just going to the game and just do me. I'm gonna impress my friends. I'm gonna impress my girl. Sometimes for some guys, with their parents there, it's a different kind of pressure or a different kind of whatever. Do y'all feel any kind of a different way or a certain way you feel you need to perform knowing your parents are there? Or do you even know they're there?
I mean, oh yeah, you would know that.
You know they're there.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I feel any pressure.
Okay.
Because I mean they're my family, so they always gonna support me. Like even if I have a bad game, whatever. It's more about the team to me.
Before you even go, let me explain that to your brothers too, because we got jokes.
Yeah.
So do you feel a little pressure of outscoring one, making sure one see me do this? You know that part too.
Right.
Some days.
Okay.
But not.
Okay.
It's like rare.
Okay.
I mean, because you guys, both of you guys are corners. So I could just picture this. Like if me and my little brother played the same position, it's like JV game, you go out there and you get you 5 tackles in a pick. You got to be on him like, yo, I got 5 tackles in a pick. What you gonna do? You know? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like a little friendly wager, whoever had the most tackles at the end of the year. You know, things like that. We got any action going here? No?
Not right now.
No. He said, give me the mic.
Right, brother said it.
All right, so this is kind of a more long term.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since Sherm, my older brother, he won 2 state titles. I made it apparent to myself that I need to have at least one.
Okay.
I mean, he has something I don't have.
Right.
So that's
Right.
something he can brag about.
Mhm.
I got a ring or something
Right.
like that. So I pretty much motivated myself from him. I just gotta have to win something.
Right.
Which I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
that makes sense.
It led to me playing 3 sports in high school, trying every way I can. But I mean, I got it at the last possible second.
The last possible second.
So
That's cool.
I kind of feel like I don't know if he's feeling pressure or anything, but I kind of want him to use that as his motivation too, to bring one home for not only himself, but I mean for the family too.
Right.
So,
Right. So now tell us about your state title.
It was a lot of ups and downs leading up to it. Junior year, I was actually in indoor states.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled my hamstring. My first race, I had 2 races there. Didn't get to finish my other one.
Mm-hmm.
Then later that season during outdoor, made it to regionals. Pulled my hamstring again, running my 400 meter. So coming into this year, I was kind of just hoping to stay healthy the whole
Right,
time.
right.
And as the season progressed, I'm getting back into it, and I have a hamstring pull earlier in the season, running the 200.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good day. I already ran. I won the 400. Took home another gold in the 4x2 with my relay team. So I'm feeling good. My legs feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then that happened. So
Right.
now I'm kind of stuck. Luckily I didn't pull it. I'm kind of stuck in a situation here. Like, do I want to keep trying to run in these next couple meets, or should I just sit out? And that's where my mom kind of came into. She just said, look, bigger picture. Obviously, I wanted to run in every meet.
Right. Right.
Senior year, so I want to be a part as much as I can. But I had to listen to her in this and look bigger picture. I missed at least 4 meets after that, trying to recover. And I just so happened to peak at the right time at regional finals. I peaked, I dropped 2 seconds, and from there it's like I just got to keep doing what I was doing.
Right.
So
I'm not even a track guy. I know that's good.
Right.
Let me ask you about the hamstrings. I wasn't a runner, so I don't, play a lot of basketball, so I turn an ankle 1,000,000 times. Like right now, I'm a mailman. So when I'm walking, I hit a little pebble, I turn my ankle. That's how soft that tissue is now. When you can feel something in your hamstring, as a runner, are you supposed to stop, or do you kind of keep going? Like, say it's the day we might have a couple events.
Yeah,
Will you go to that next event, or will you say, you know what, let me hold back, or how does that work with a track guy?
it's kind of a gray area because sometimes a hamstring pull can sneak up on you.
Mhm.
You don't feel anything. There it is. It happens. And sometimes it feels like a cramp.
Okay.
And you want to run through cramps. It's like
Mhm.
a little adversity. You want to keep going. But like I honestly feel like there's a possibility that you could pull it. Then you got to, you scratch. I've scratched out of races. I
Okay.
don't know how many times because I feel like something was wrong
Okay.
and I wasn't fully able to run my best time.
Okay. Is that looked at the same way as with football players, where your teammates and coaches kind of want you to play through it, or is track different where they understand we don't want to mess with the legs? How is that looked at, overall by the team or whatnot?
Well, it's different for
Okay.
football because it's more team oriented.
Okay.
So you want to be there for your teammates too.
Mhm.
You want to be able to play through that, and help your brothers out,
Mhm.
honestly. And then track, I mean, it's team oriented, but at the end of the day, it's you out there. Unless it's a relay team. But most of the time, relay team will understand they want you in the long run. But at the end of the day, like individual races, it's up to you to really decide what you want to do. So I mean, it's different, but it's still kind of the same premise in there. So.
About to take a quick break. We have many more questions. I got to include Dad some more because he looks bored. Homegrown Show, folks. We'll be right back.
You've worked your whole life to get to moments like these. To the very top of the mountain. You battle through the pain and failure, all just to get to this place where you've been told legends are born. You fall so you can rise, and you rise so that you can truly see that it was really never about reaching the end of the road at all, but about all the moments that got you here. So, if you were in their position, would you let the moment define you? Or will you define the moment?
I'm just learning. I don't know nothing about track. You're a coach.
Welcome back.
Wow. This guy behind the screen. The trailer you just finished watching was for Madden 19. Cover athlete is Antonio Brown, wide receiver, Pittsburgh Steelers. That will be out this week, the 10th. Yep, I believe August 10th.
Wow.
Maybe if you have that early access pass, you might get it earlier. Or obviously get it earlier. I don't know if you get like this early to the 8th. But we are not sponsored by EA, but I'm still telling you to go get it. I don't know. You know, they delete names off the song, so if you still want to copy.
Wow. I don't know how we feel about this. Like, how do you pull Cap, like...
Didn't
you
they
know?
come back, though, and
Yeah,
fix it
yeah.
later after the outcry?
Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna be the next update, so.
Yeah, I bet. He better be a 99, too. It's ridiculous.
I'm not about to front on screen on camera, so.
Man, listen.
I support Cap, but I gotta play the game.
You
Previous commercial, I didn't come back to let you know that was 2K, 2K19. That releases, I believe, September 11th. Cover athlete LeBron James.
Mr. LeBron James.
Mr. LeBron James. You're not gonna get me to argue about LeBron.
Okay.
Not my favorite, but I'm not gonna argue about him.
New Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James.
Here you go.
I'm really happy about that.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. So, I think we can't get out of here without having a discussion about one of the hot topics in youth and high school sports, which we pretty much had this conversation with everybody that comes on.
Bring it up. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up because we have another parent on, and I think that it's important not only to get the athlete's perspective on this subject, but also the parents' perspective because just how they go after the game like they do. So let's start with that. The concussion CTE thing and all of that, I'm gonna call it mess because I think it's a mess. It is. I want to hear from your point of view because your boys have been playing for a long time. Has there ever been any major concerns from you and your wife about the dangers of playing football?
There's always concern, but once again, I come from a family of athletes, and specifically football. My dad played, right. Played for the Eagles for a minute. Played semi-pro. Those. Yeah. Messed up those knees, bad knees. I'm sorry.
Was he playing with LeVar Ball?
Yeah, you're right.
True story.
What?
Yeah.
He had a tryout there too as well.
Boy.
But so my wife and I, we have had that discussion. But you know what? I look at it this way. Think about how many millions of kids have played sports, and we hear about the horror stories.
Right.
Right. But things are gonna happen. If they're gonna happen, they're gonna happen.
Right.
I would never push them to play a sport that they weren't interested in playing. But they had shown themselves to have a passion for it.
Okay.
So for me, I'm not going to stand in the way of that. Of course, I mean, I'm a parent. Of course, you know, it's always in the back of my mind, you know, I want them to come out of this game healthy, you know, whatever that may be, whether that be a head injury, arm, whatever.
Right.
But I've also told them, and they'll definitely tell you that I've said this several times, is the time you really get hurt is when you're out there, you're not going 100%.
Yep.
Exactly. You got to be aware of your surroundings and learn the game.
Right.
You know, you can't just stand around piles. You can't, you know, those types of things. You have to be totally engaged. And like I said, knock on wood, I think we've had maybe one concussion out of all three of my boys.
Okay.
You know, and you know, so yeah, we have those discussions, but it's really up to them.
Right.
It's their decisions at this point.
Okay. Let's start with Jordan, because Jordan is the quarterback, and that position, not only does it get a lot of spotlight, but it also has, I guess you would say, it has the highest risk, that and running back, I would say, for probable concussions. Jordan, do you, when you're I'm not going to say when you're in the game do you think about it, because of course you don't think about it when you're in the game, but you see what's going on and you read what's going on. Do you have any concerns about your long-term health? Because you're at an age where these are the things that you can actually think about and make a conscious decision. What are your thoughts on just the whole CTE concussion subject?
Well, my thoughts, I think it's really important, like the whole situation of concussions, any injury, but yeah, it is really important. You have to like be cautious when you're in the game. You really think about winning and stuff.
Right,
You really think
right.
about it, like you said. But when they tell you like you have to have physicals, you have to have like you have to take a concussion test or whatever. Like you always take that seriously. You never just like play around with it or anything. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have any concerns about it.
Okay.
But
No, and that's good. I mean, you're aware of it, and you do all of the things that's needed to be done to prepare yourself for that if it happens. But it's not hanging over your head and have you to the point where you're nervous or scared to play the game.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Nate?
For me, I have had a mild concussion before. I mean, it's not something you want to have,
Right.
but like I don't think about it too much.
Okay.
And then I can also come back with an argument for people who are saying like football is dangerous. You can get a concussion from, I mean, you're driving in a car, you stop abruptly.
Right.
It's just when your brain hits your skull.
Right.
So it can happen at any time, any sport. Honestly, I got my first one from playing basketball.
Okay.
I was undercut, fell.
Right. In a pickup game or in a real game?
It was my freshman year.
Okay.
It was a real game. And I don't know if you know Joe's, the
Yeah.
tall floor.
Yeah,
So it's not
yeah.
the best thing to fall on.
No, it's not. There's no give on that floor at all.
No give.
But yeah, you have to be aware of it, but it's just not football that you should be worried about.
Right.
So, I mean, you're aware of the situation, you know that there's a possibility, but there's a possibility in anything that you do for you to get hurt. So, I mean, you could have a higher risk playing football. It's a lot of contact. It's a contact sport. So you just have to be aware.
Okay.
So I'm watching the Hall of Fame game the other night, and I'm sure you guys know they've implemented new tackling rules this year. And basically, you can't. It used to be they didn't want you to leave with the crown of your helmet.
Right.
Now it's they don't want you to leave with your helmet. Period. Which I'm all about, changing the game and make it safer. But now it's ridiculous now.
Yeah.
And
It's confusing.
it's confusing because a good, basic, solid tackle is now a penalty. And so what's happening is, I don't know if this is eventually going to trickle down to college. Well, already kind of was in college with the targeting rule.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to trickle down to high school and uni and whatnot. But guys really now don't know what to do. So you guys are cornerbacks, you're defensive guys. You know, now when you're about to go in for that tackle, and now you have to start thinking how I'm about to go down, that's going to cause something. And it's not going to be good, because now when you go to make your move, you're trying to, okay, am I going to wrap, head up? You know, the running back, he got his knee in the chin already.
Yeah,
And me and Omar disagreed on this. Now I'm just confused, because it's just, you know, I'm watching the game the other day, and now, maybe because it was the first game, they're throwing flags on everything. Maybe it's because they're just trying to, I don't know, get the players prepared. I don't know if they're trying to figure it out themselves, but games are not going to be longer. It's going to be more confusing, and I think there's going to be more injuries. Have you guys, I know you haven't been to camp yet, have you started some practice, right? Have they taught you about your tackling techniques?
They not really, not yet, but I mean, you kind of know like how like not to get hurt sometimes, like when you're tackling, like to never leave with your helmet, but sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, what what you said, like about like you basically can't touch him with your helmet.
Almost impossible, yeah.
So it really doesn't make sense, honestly, but that's just how the league is.
It's changed quite a bit from when we were younger. We were taught to square up, put your face mask right on them. You know what I mean? And I was watching the game as well, and so, like you said, it's confusing. I mean, some of the tackles, I was like, "What is wrong with that tackle?" You know, and literally, gentlemen were using their shoulders, and they just happen to, you know. So it's going to be a lot more arm tackling, which in my opinion is going to end up with a lot more arm injuries. But you know, you got to play by the rules, you know, and that's the thing. It happens so quickly. I think it'll even itself out. You know, right now it's preseason, so they're being extra, extra careful. So it'll be interesting to see, I'm thinking.
It's also hard to tell. You guys been playing football since you were under 10. So imagine you're a couple of years, you've been in your 20s, you've been playing football that many years. Me and Omar joked about LeBron James, a guy that's been playing basketball for however many years. Right now in LA, we expect him to just all of a sudden change how he plays. That's hard.
Right.
Playing football this long and somebody telling you now to change the way you tackle, that's almost, it's not impossible.
Right.
It's close to it though.
Especially for the pros. I think for the pros and the college players, it's very difficult. The youth and the high school, you have a better chance, and I think that's what they're focusing on. They're trying to change it at that bottom level and then filter it up.
Let me ask you this: what's the proper tackle? If I can't use my helmet, are you telling me now it's strictly wrap up and
drag down?
Yeah,
like what?
Yeah.
Push the guy out of bounds.
There you go.
It's
My question to you guys, I'm sorry for cutting in. Actually, I'm not.
No.
Why are they not trying to make hockey safe?
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing though. Right? Here's the thing though, and this goes back to what I've been saying, and this is what pisses me off about this whole CT concussion story, is that not once have they mentioned hockey, lacrosse, soccer, rugby. It's always football. It's nothing but football. It's 24/7 football this, football that.
NASCAR.
Nobody,
Even NASCAR.
even NASCAR. Nobody else is under the assault that football is under, and to me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Where we have parents who won't allow their kid to play a sport that can help them get to an Ohio Northern, help them get to a Notre Dame college, help them get to a Harvard, a Yale, somewhere where you can't afford to pay for. But that game can help you get there. And that's what makes me so mad about it, because you're pulling away a sport that, I'm just going to say it, our kids are good at, our kids are great at, that can get them to college, get them a degree, that can change a family just by having that degree, not on just getting to the NFL. That's a whole different level. But you're changing that family and the lifestyle and the expectation now, because if one gets to college and gets a degree, then it's going to be 2 to 3 more that follow, which is going to turn to 6, 7, 8 more, which can turn into 15 to 20 more. So to me, it's an attack not only on football, but on an avenue for our kids to get a college degree and to stay in school. Because let's be real, most of our kids wouldn't go to school, high school, if it wasn't for football or the other sports. And that's just the honest truth, because I've had kids tell me, hell, if it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't even come to school, coach.
If I ain't have to stay eligible, right?
Yeah, if I ain't had to stay eligible, to hell with this math class. Yeah. So it's just, and that's what makes me so mad, because you're taking a game. Yeah, it's a violent game, but it's a beautiful game at the same time, because it brings people that don't know each other together to get a common goal. And that's what life is about. You got to do that at work.
I personally, for the sake of this argument, I don't think it's more they're doing this for hurting anyone. I think they're just doing it to cover their own butts. The minute the lawsuit started coming in, that's when they started caring.
Right.
It's not,
right.
To me, that's what it's just about money.
Right. Well,
make it look good.
Right. But the thing is, it's not just coming from the lawsuits in the NFL. It's coming from everywhere now.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming from everywhere.
My mom is bitching this to me. She don't even know the story.
Uh-huh.
So that's what it trickles down after.
Yeah.
People, once they start hearing this and hearing that, then they just go with the story.
Yeah, that's true.
About to take one more quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap it up with these guys. We'll ask a couple more questions, but we're gonna let them give out their social media information, because I know there's some popular guys, and y'all got girls.
Nah.
Football and track is they girls. Basketball is they girls. Them books.
Y'all sound real good saying
Them
that.
books is they girls.
Nod your head and agree. Yeah, that's what it is. We'll be right back to the Homegrown Show. Yeah, I was watching that the other night. Like this. Welcome back to the Homegrown Show, people. We are joined again with Jordan and Nate Dean, Villangela St. Joseph, Ohio Northern. Got a question? Sean, what you got? Yeah, didn't think I was going to ask you, did you? Raise your hand again. Omar.
I was wondering what he was doing over there.
That's what you never know.
Okay.
Sean, show's over.
Sorry, Sean.
Sorry, Sean. It's over. Omar.
Yes, sir.
You got 2 DBs.
Yep.
In my opinion,
okay,
the second hardest position in football. They disagree with me because I guess they make it that easy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
What do they do? What's their job?
Shut the receiver. Well, it depends.
In today's football, don't say shut the receiver down. Can you still do that now?
If you got the skill, you can. I mean, let's see. Okay, so Jordan, what do you prefer, zone or man?
Man,
All day. Shut down the receiver. Nate, what do you prefer, zone or man?
Man,
There it is.
That's that tough guy.
Yeah, that's what it is. Shut that receiver down.
You know what? Zone requires much more discipline.
Yes, it does.
It requires, and then teams rely on that. Like he's going to move because if we show him this, he's going to take off on that, and we'll have it.
So, what style of defense? Without giving away too much, because I don't want Coach texting me later like, "What are you doing?" What style of defense are you guys looking to play this year?
I like more like cover zero kind of defense.
Okay.
'cause
What's that?
It's like it's basically man coverage.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause,
No
like,
safety help.
Yeah, no safety.
Okay.
So I mean,
I don't like that.
it's really like you like he was saying, you gotta lock down like your receiver.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I like being like more physical. Like, I mean, I need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are college rules the same in NFL where you get fired the first 5 yards? Or
As far as bumping?
yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Okay.
Yeah. So, Nate, have they talked to you about the style of defense that they're going to play? Or have you researched or seen any?
they pretty much told me
Okay.
what they want to do.
Okay.
So
What and can you tell us, or is that top secret? Because he gave it to me like
You're like, yes.
I can't really tell you. It's G14 classified. I can't give you that
Bill
information.
Belichick self.
Yeah. What are they expecting out of their defense, out of their DBs?
Out of DBs, they want us to be physical, of course.
Okay.
It's pretty dominantly zone,
Okay.
but there's a good mix
Okay.
of man,
Right,
zone,
right.
or one half is in man, other half is in zone.
Okay.
Or shifting the defense. It's a lot going on with the
Yeah.
DBs. So.
Yeah. So now you're gonna have a lot more to learn on a college level. I can imagine, because like you said, it's a shift in from zone to man. This can go from play to play. So you really have to be in your playbook defensively, because a lot of people don't know the defense got a playbook just like the offense do. So as soon as you get down there, you got to put your face in the playbook, and you have to work on.
How you know he got his playbook already?
I mean, he may have his playbook already. Do you have your playbook already?
I do not.
Oh, okay. See, so yeah, so you got to get down there and say, "Coach, where's my playbook?"
Hands on the bump and run.
This guy here.
Don't do it. Don't. No.
Hey, that's you done call because he about to do it.
All right, let me ask you this. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, so the little bit of football I played, it was always like in the middle, linebacker on the line. Y'all little guys on the outside, I really wasn't fans of. But
Wow.
y'all were fascinating me because to me, backing up, trying to figure out which way another man is going, that's hard. Do you guys have your own little, I don't know if we'll call it strategy, your own way of trying to make a receiver go a certain way? Do you, what's your thing, to kind of at least manipulate the play?
You mostly want to attack first. So right off the bat, I like to play bump and run too.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get your hands on them first to kind of dictate which way you want them to go.
Right.
And if they continue to try to fight one way, they're showing you where they want to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it also starts with the receiver's alignment.
Mm.
You can kind of tell if they're all the way outside the numbers.
Right.
You can kind of tell where they want to go.
They're
There's
trying
not
to
a lot
come
of
back
space.
inside. Yeah.
There's not a lot of
Yeah.
space outside, so you kind of shift your alignment. Not too far, but you kind of shift it to the inside to
Right.
kind of shadow
Right.
what they're doing. But I mean, a lot of it's just reaction time. When they make their move, you got to be able to react quickly.
Right.
But yeah, you kind of want to dictate off the line.
Right, right. So I think the other thing too, and it's a good thing for both of you guys, because you guys are like the audience can't see, but you guys have really good size on you, and as a corner, We seen what Richard Sherman did at a 6'4". Having that size and the long arms and the athletic ability, along with the speed, that gives you an advantage for your defensive coach to be able to use. Because if you're playing against a smaller receiver, like you said, you like to bump and run. You bumping, you getting that guy off that route, you in his head, he doesn't know what to do. But a bigger receiver or somebody that's your size, you can't necessarily get up there and do it. So now you have the ability to rely on your speed and your athletic ability. And that's, like I said, that's a gift that you have been given physically. So, Jordan, for you, what are you looking forward to as far as this season?
Well, obviously, making it to the championship. That's what I'm looking forward
Okay.
to. And
Nah, we got to hold on because you play 10 sports, so we got to, So football.
Which division do y'all in?
I
Think.
Five. Football.
Okay. So you guys are looking to make that state playoff run. Now you're varsity this year, right? Okay. You guys are fairly young, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a great thing. And I've seen you guys. Because track practice is where football practice is. So I've seen you guys. You guys have been working hard for months now. So hopefully that run that you guys are looking to make will happen. What's your favorite play right now? Can you give us the play call without getting in trouble?
most likely not.
Oh, okay. So we won't go there because I don't want Coach to be yelling at either one of us.
Let me ask you this real quick. And I'm not. I've been joking a lot, so I'm gonna tell you when I'm serious. Serious question. Can y'all catch?
Oh yeah.
All right. Why you give that look?
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking because a lot of times DBs are receivers that couldn't catch.
Right.
And I don't know if that was something that y'all
Right.
picked that you wanted to do, or was it the position was just in need, or that just something you wanted to play was defensive back? Because most guys, y'all height and speed, y'all receivers. I know your quarterbacks might be different.
I played receiver predominantly.
Okay.
through the 4 years of high school,
Okay.
and this is coming from me. I mean, I played both positions.
Okay.
I enjoy both pretty much equally.
Okay.
But like I said before, Ohio Northern they had a need, and it's a need for corners.
It is.
It is, yeah. Because everybody want to play receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
That we are now. Like, I mean, there's not a lot of tall corners or big
Right.
corners out here. So
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay.
He gonna be 6'3" in a media guide though.
No doubt.
You know, you got to bump that up.
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
yeah, you got to bump that up in the media guide.
So my question from the crowd.
The crowd.
Well, actually, it's one of you guys on Facebook Live. He's watching the show.
Sweet.
He said that DBs are nothing more than receivers that can't catch.
You know, wow. We were just talking about that. But you know what? That's not necessarily true all the time.
That's why I want to ask.
Because you look at the great Deion Sanders. That man had hands. You throw anything his way, he's snatching it. So Rod Woodson, Darrell Revis.
That's a little different coming from that side of the ball, though.
I mean,
It's a little
yeah,
different.
yeah, but
But I get what you're saying.
They got
I understand.
hands.
Yeah, they got hands.
Yeah,
My
but,
ma-
you know,
yeah, my man Ed Reed.
it's a difference
Here we-
than having hands and then running routes and having those hands. Those guys, you're not taking nothing away from them.
Right.
They were great anticipators of the ball.
Right.
because DBs are at a disadvantage. They know where they're going.
They
know
I
where
don't
they're
care
going.
what,
Right.
you
It's
know,
hard.
lockdown corner, you know.
Oh yeah,
A receiver know where he's going.
true.
We study the game and will anticipate, like, I'm looking at this formation.
Right.
He coming across here, and if he do, I got this.
Right.
It comes down to that study, like
Yep.
you're saying.
And
Absolutely.
If he don't,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on, like when the receiver get open, it's like, you shut up. I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, yeah.
I know where you're going.
Right,
And
right.
I only got, like, you know, and of course it goes in layers. Me and Gross talk about, I love football, ultimate team sport. DBs rely on front line. I've never seen
yeah,
a
gotta be
spot
some
down
pressure.
the corner that ain't have no pressure in front. That's when they talk about the Browns.
Deion in Atlanta.
Who?
Deion in Atlanta. Atlanta ain't had no front line.
And then San Fran used to roast
He was
them.
all right.
And San Fran used to roast them. They had 2 games. They hang up 40.
Hey,
Went
hey,
Deion over there,
hey.
bro.
They didn't throw Deion away.
He was out there, wasn't he?
They didn't throw Deion away.
And let me just do this from a father's perspective, and I know this it's gonna sound like like I'm loaded up, but Nate was the leading receiver on the team last year.
Okay.
He can catch the ball.
Okay.
Jordan has just been a quarterback his whole life,
Okay.
basically. But yeah, they can catch the ball.
Yeah, that's what's I wouldn't.
No,
that was a serious question because a lot of
Got you. No, I trust me, I've heard it.
I've always heard that,
Yeah.
you DB because they can't catch. It's like maybe some guys just want to play DB.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's money there. And like you said, it's a need.
Actually, that's what made me think about it. A scout put that on Twitter last year.
Mm-hmm.
An NFL scout. He said, I really wish more communities and coaches would teach kids to be DBs.
Yeah.
There's not enough, and it's a high-paying position.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, the thing about that, too, is that it's not an easy position to coach. Like, you really got to know what you're doing.
Right. I believe that.
So that's the other, because a lot of times we go out there, and we just throw a kid over there corner and say, hey, stay with that guy.
Right.
But we're not really teaching them the technique and how to, you got to have good hips.
Yeah, I'm not.
And for some people that just comes natural.
Right.
So, yeah.
I want to ask you guys a question because Dre always take little shots, and I heard his little team sport shot. What's the most? I'm gonna ask you. Start with you. What's the most important position in football?
Quarterback.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking. Dre was over. Dre, it was over.
Based on what?
Well, that's your general, your quarterback. If you and this is you can look at any specific team that's a winning team. They have a consistent quarterback that they can count on.
Yep.
It may not be a super duper star, but he's consistent.
Right.
When you don't have that, your team is going nowhere.
Right.
You're right. I do recall the year that Peyton Manning set all kind of records. They got blew out.
Yeah.
And their quarterback was much better.
But you said in the Super Bowl though, right?
Yeah, I mean, their quarter. But yeah, look, who won? I mean, they got there.
They got there. Yeah.
But yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Whatever
their
you.
quarterback was much better than the other team's quarterback.
Who was that
This
year?
is what Dre do though.
Wasn't it?
His.
Yeah.
It's always. The
Wasn't that
anomaly of
Tampa?
One of the best. No, Seattle.
Seattle.
Best defenses ever.
Yeah.
It's always an anomaly.
Yeah.
You know when you do that. Tampa, Chicago,
There's an
Seattle,
outlier. There's always an
Baltimore.
outlier.
Those are the outliers.
Yeah, those are.
But the thing too is that, and we always forget that football is 3 aspects.
Mhm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all of those teams that you just named that won the Super Bowl that year over the great quarterback, they had great special teams as well. And that's something that we always overlook. Matter of fact, do you return punts and kickoffs?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
See, you got it. It's valuable, man.
Man, you're kind of humble, man. You return it, cuz.
Very.
Leading receiver at the
Very.
school.
Get the money no matter
Very.
wherever they got checked. Everybody look, I'll throw
Yeah,
it.
I do it.
I'll cover you.
Right.
That's a football play.
So
That's what I like. That's
before, because we gonna have to leave, I guess, in a minute, because y'all don't ever want to go on overtime. But that's okay. I ain't gonna put it out there.
we could have started.
We were here. Well,
Hey Dre. Hey Dre. Let's not go there. Before we take off, GPA last year.
A cum or just
You're a cum.
3.9.
3.9. Cause see, you're done.
Jesus
So
Christ.
3.9 GPA, 2 sport athlete.
Good job.
Jordan, what was your GPA?
3-4.
3.4. 3.4 GPA, 3 sport athlete. Shout out to your parents. Shout out to y'all. At a tough school academically. But people say football get in the way of academics and you can't do both and bloody.
Another question I wanted to ask before we get out. Because we are homegrown, we always do promoting for, different events or not. Were there any football camps you guys went to that you felt helped you or that you got some good stuff out of that other cats might want to hear and know to go to? You remember any?
Joe's used to. I don't know if they still have this camp. Chris Chambers camp. It was at Bedford.
Does he still run that?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I haven't
went there
heard
2
of
years
it.
ago, but I haven't been there.
Years, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Forget about
that,
Christian.
That was a good camp.
Okay. That's a real good camp.
Yeah. I went to Lake Erie camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Erie College
Yeah.
camp.
Okay.
Beautiful
That's another
college.
good one.
Okay.
That's another good one. So
That I think Lake Erie College is one of the most, probably the most underrated and slept on colleges in this area. Like that campus is amazing.
Okay.
Tucked away out in Painesville, you probably, if you out in Painesville, you would drive past and wouldn't even know it because it blends in with the neighborhood so well. But it's a beautiful campus, beautiful area, great people. I've been out there a few times and they've always been like really, really, really nice going out there.
You guys want to plug your social media?
you can follow me. you can follow me on Twitter at Nate_D11.
You can follow me on Twitter at the letter J_Dean13.
I will follow both you guys. Dre will probably write that down, get it to Dre. He'll put that up. So when this becomes up on the stream, people to see it. You guys are some more fans. Dad, something you want to tell them? Follow?
Hey, Hiram College. It's a great institution.
What school did you go to, by the way?
I attended Ohio Northern, actually.
Okay.
My wife and I both are graduates of Ohio Northern.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And I am a graduate of St. Joe's, the
Okay.
predecessor
Yo,
of
yeah,
St. Joe's.
yeah.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. But I'm currently director of admission at Hiram College. So,
There we go.
Anybody looking to have a great education, www.hiram.edu.
That's cool.
Nice. I'm sure they will really appreciate that. We got to get you a raise. You just plugged them and everything.
That's it.
And last but not least, before we get out of here, back in March, a young lady by Anaya Garrett, 4 years old, lost her life to the hands of her mother and mother's boyfriend. And so her dad, with his foundation, it's called the Justice for Anaya Foundation. They're putting together the first annual Anaya Garrett Birthday Fest. It will be this September 1st, 2018, from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It will be at the Generation Church, 365 East 156th Street, Cleveland, Ohio 44110. Basically, they're asking you to bring any type of toys or gifts for kids that are in foster homes and that are adoption agencies. This is what they're just starting out. They're asking for clothes, toys, gifts, anything like that. So, Justice for Anaya Foundation, justiceforanaya.com, and this will be a #Pink Affair event. Again, that's September 1st at the Generation Church. So, this is the first one. So they're asking you for your for participation. If you can't go, if you can, donate something to the website. If you can't do that, just say a prayer for their family. I have yet to lose anybody close to me, so I cannot imagine losing my own child. So that's it. Homegrown show. Jordan, Sean, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Check it out. Don't forget us. We won't forget you. That's it, folks. Omar.
Hey, wait, before we take off.
I'm not done with you this week.
Wait, no, seriously.
Go ahead,
Wait.
Omar.
Don't do
Go
that.
ahead. Go
Don't
ahead.
do that.
Go ahead.
Scrimmage Tuesday, right? Where is that at?
Chardon.
It's at Chardon. All right. So if you're in the Chardon area or you feel like driving to Chardon,
I don't.
check out this man. Villa Angela St. Joe's, Chardon High School scrimmage on Tuesday. What time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Lord Jesus. 10 a.m. Get your breakfast sandwiches and your French toast sticks and some orange juice. And come check out the game.
Homegrown show, folks. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
We out.
Just remember to turn the lights off in the hall. My brother from another pop. -1 shot. We need no G money, man. We all we got. From the stoop to